to when he was transferred to public service from trade, he posted the picture of who? Of Gachagua. And many people interpreted is the person behind the move, because they see that public service is not a lucrative position. Trade was. So they saw Kenyans see that as a demotion from trade to public service. So he went to Raila and he went to Kalonzo and Maina Jenga just to show Ruto, if you touch me one more time, I have an option. So that don't let Gachagua push you so hard that you want to sack me. You see, even the move that he wanted to be, they wanted to take Mudavadi out of railways to replace the offices of CS, wapatie Mudavadi, lakini ikabackfire. Moses Kuria akakataa kutoka. So it's just politics of Mount Kenya region at play. And Moses Kuria is wise. He cannot go to there. He cannot. He's just preparing himself as an option that if Gachagua is not able, he can be able to be the deputy president. Because being deputy president of William Ruto is not cast in stone. Gachagua position is not guaranteed. By even the constitution or by anything or agreement, it is not guaranteed. The position of Gachagua can change. 2032, 2027, Ruto can choose Kindiki, can choose Moses Kuria to be the deputy president of Kenya. So, because Gachagua, yeye tu hakuna, sibora yake msapere. Gachagua has brings nothing in value to Ruto. So the reason why he chose Gachagua instead of Kithure Kindiki, members of parliament by majority of voted for Kithure Kindiki because he's a professor and a smart politician. But Ruto chose Gachagua to contain Gachagua. Because the moment there were 50-50 about when Gachagua saw that Kithure Kindiki has been chosen by members of parliament to be the deputy president, aliorganize maandamano huko kwao Mathira. Wamama wakaenda kwa barabara, watu wakaanza unrest, akaleta watu mpaka huko Karen kupiga kelele. So the political muscle that the deputy president Gachagua has is so big. It's not a threat that you can joke with. He has the man, he's a billionaire. He has the people. So Ruto saw that if I don't give this guy this position, I will have a revolt. I didn't want a revolt. But right now, Ruto has contained Mount Kenya, so he can choose any other person he wants. Yeah.
This is sometimes isn't it tunaitanga the rich kid baseball games. When the rich kids are playing, the poor wanateseka. Kusema ati this thing will affect the meeting of CS and Raila, Kuria na Raila na Kalonzo, it can't affect him. Unajua, as a politician, you have to be smart enough to play mind games. You have to be a good chess player. What do you mean? Now, if I have a problem, if I'm between a hard rock, a rock and hard place, then I know how to maneuver. You see, right now, Kuria has a lot of enemies within the government. He has a lot of enemies from his fellow CSS, even his boss, the DP. You see, and akupeleka back. You see, when Kuria was Minister for Trade, the industrial parks that he was launching, he mainly targeted the Azimio areas. If you were keen, he went to Siaya, Kisumu, Vihiga, Bungoma, and also here. And the day he was in Siaya, that guy, there's a story he narrated about the history they have with the ODINGA family. If you are listening that keenly, and the governor was there, most of ODM politicians were there, if you are listening to that speech keenly, you could see a man who was trying to tell his enemies within the government that even if you're fighting me, I'm not an orphan. You see, the moment you let me go, these guys, I feel at home with them. I still have a history with them. And that is what he's still doing. That's why he has a pressure right now, because already he's going after everyone. He's pissing off everyone in Mount Kenya, you know, by going against all the odds. I mean, the other day he's supporting Kawira Mwangaza. He even, you know, tweets about the Senate, telling, you know, in what appears like he's telling the Senate what to do, not to impeach Kawira. And you know, that is pissing a lot of people. And then the same, after some few days, he's seen with Raila Kalonzo. So he's telling them, you guys, I'm here, I'm working with, you know, I was appointed by the appointing authority. I'm working here. But if you feel that you can remove me, I'll even be more of a nuisance when I'm in the other side, because I still feel at home. So I'm looking at it. Yes, the problems, you know, wanasemanga in politics, once you do a mistake, you can be punished. But you see, you can also be punished depending on the level of who you are. Yeah, so I can say it's a 50-50. It can land him into problems, but or it cannot land him to. Yeah.
Yeah, has he wind up leo hii Malema ametuvisit hapa Kenya?
Yeah.
Malema from South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah, ameingia Kenya.
Okay. Before we wind up on on that issue, remember UDA, we're having a grassroots election on 9th. And this is what's happening in Mount Kenya. Yeah, it has, but the grassroots elections that will be happening for UDA is the bone of contention, what's happening in Mount Kenya. Because, you know, Gachagua has his people. Even like I can talk about Nairobi. Nairobi, Sakaja has his people as the UDA governor. There is this man called Ali Badi amesimama anataka kiti ya chairman. I'm in his camp. There's Kuria camp, the MP for, yeah, Gakuya who is an MP in Nairobi, but wants to be governor 2027, anapiga Sakaja, and this is a guy who's been sponsoring motions against Sakaja to be impeached. So he has his lineup. So there's that fight for, and anasupportwa na Gachagua, because Gachagua is not supporting who? Sakaja. So that's the matrix of politics. There are a lot of things in there. Let's go to Malema. First of all, I want to say I'm disappointed by Babu Owino, because my Babu Owino, though we are now fighting, is my idol. Has been my idol since university days. He could be there to welcome who? Malema, when he landed at JKIA.
Why?
Because that's who we want him to be. We want Babu Owino, the old Kibet. Even right now, I want Babu Owino to be a presidential candidate and to carry himself as a presidential material, because he has a future. He has a future against Ndidi Nyoro. Nyoro akiwa president, Babu atakuwa opposition. And then as the other way around. Babu has a place in the national politics. He should just take the national politics, grab the national politics by his hands, and don't fear that repercussions. He should take that risk. Step on the podium, and vile Malema ufanya, vile Bobi Wine ufanya, vile Nelson Chamisa ufanya, wote wanakuanga kwa ballot. Na kabla hata wajashinda, hata wajaenjoy your power, lakini bado wanapigania hapo. So you should have that courage. That's one thing, big disappointment I have with Babu, because amenacha mavijana wengi, a lot of youth look upon him. Hata vile alienda West Pokot, hata nilipeleka message yake West Pokot, watu wanampenda huko. Hata akienda wapi watu wanampenda. But he should live to the expectations of who? To the expectations of the comrades and youths who look up on him. Kama ni criticize government, ama ni asifanye 50-50. He should be out there. And demonstration is the demonstration. And angeenda kusema kwa Malema vile demonstrations hufanywa without kurusha mawe. That's one thing I wanted Babu Owino to learn from Malema. Malema holds demonstration in South Africa. Wote wamevaa red, yongo ya Economic Freedom Party. Wana march and nothing inaribika. And he brings the country to a standstill without disturbing the economy of the country, without disturbing shops za wenyewe, without kurusha mawe, without tear gas. So I wanted Babu to learn from him and take it and give a ODM ultimatum. Babu alinyimwa kiti ya park